What is going on to you, Scorpio? So you have the Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, no, Two of Wands, excuse me, Two of Cups, the King of Wands, excuse me, right? Just want to make sure that I'm getting these right. The Hermit, the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So for you Scorpios, the Six of Wands is about moving forward, putting things behind you that you don't need to take in with you into the future, all the excessive baggage. The Nine of Cups, a new sense of well-being, relaxation, stressless days and nights coming ahead of you, a lot less stress on your shoulders because there's a lot less worrying that a lot of you Scorpios tend to do with relationships, what people think. Now you know what people think, okay? Now you have a glimpse inside of other people's heads as to why they play their games, when they play their games, why, what are they doing as they're playing the game. You basically have a cheat sheet. You Scorpios now know the intent of what most of the times, what people are thinking about. Now you have a cheat sheet to that. So the Nine of Cups represents there's a lot less stress now because now you know why people run those types of games on you. So you Scorpios now understand that there's no real need to really be stressed out about a whole lot. So the Three of Pentacles now represents, as a result of this, the Three of Pentacles is about now the next thing for you to do is to actually go find those types of people who just won't run game, but also just enjoy your time, just enjoy the fact that you are alive and you still get a chance to do whatever you want. A lot of people, unfortunately, didn't make it to 2023. So, unfortunately, so as a result, a lot of you Scorpios are learning how to enjoy the quality of your life a lot more. A lot of times the thing with Scorpio is, and I've talked about this before, a lot of you Scorpios will be alive and you'll be in love. You'll enjoy the money. You'll enjoy, certain things about your life, but a lot of y'all don't want to admit that. A lot of y'all be internally upset about a lot of things. And that's part of the reason why it is that you won't say certain things sometimes, or you won't talk certain times, is because a lot of you Scorpios are brooding. You're angry at, it seems like one thing in your life seems to be going so well, and then you get all these different problems that spring up like a dandelion or some sort of, new growth to a plant. And the Three of Swords, the Three of Pentacles and the, the Nine of Cups and the Three of Pentacles is about, and you actually have an opportunity to really relax and enjoy yourself now. That's what it is that you love so much, because now the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups now represents, and because of this is kind of where what we're talking about when it comes to the difficulties, right? The difficulty or what may get you upset is the fact that even though you know how people think, you now have the cheat sheet to basically understand what's going on and the games that they play and why they play it. You still may have people who will still try to run game. Now, you shouldn't really be upset about this because no one can really control that. At the end of the day, no one can control that. Not you Scorpios, not Aquarius, not Virgos. No one can control that. When people decide that they're going to be perpetually dysfunctional, that's an active conscious decision that they are making to be dysfunctional. Now, it may not necessarily make perfect sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to them as to why they're dysfunctional, because they're out of their mind. But that doesn't mean that you Scorpios have to be okay with that. So even though they're still going to try to run game, because people still tried to run game with me, doesn't mean that it works. But this is the reality of the situation. This is what happens. So the King of Wands now represents how this is a situation where it's about how a lot of you Scorpios now, what it is that you do when people start to come up to you now and talk to you. Some of them have already started to try to get to know you, and some of them may be very overconfident. But then you realize that a lot of that overconfidence comes from the fact that they're trying to impress you. Because we hear all this type of nonsense about confidence and all this other stuff. Confidence this, confidence that. Listen, the stuff that they be telling you is terrible. I don't know what kind of, anyway, the confidence is not a true indicator for success. What confidence is, especially let me be more specific. What false confidence is not a real indicator for success. Confidence comes after success. So you gain success and then you get the confidence that comes along with it. And when I say confidence, I mean concrete. So some people are going to be arrogant when they come to you. None of that stuff is going to work. The Hermit. So you Scorpios, everything that y'all have been learning over here, you will actually get a chance to see what people look like in real time, giving you the different approaches, trying to run the different 101 games with you. And none of that stuff is going to work. Because if what it is that you Scorpios are looking for is decency, then people who are running game could never step to you on some real honest stuff, because their intention from the rip is to be dishonest, disrespectful, right? Playing games in the first place, trying to get you caught up. So it'll never work in their favor. The Five of Swords now represents, so the thing that they'll have to do next is just try to make it seem like they telling you that they don't want to talk to you. They ghosted you. They stopped rocking with you. When you Scorpios may not have even cared in the beginning to begin with. That's the power of what happens when you know how inevitable trying to entertain people who are running game is. Because people who are running game are dysfunctional in the first place. So what is the point of you Scorpios even looking at it from a perspective of you sitting up here really thinking about what it is that they got going on? And because part of the games too is to get you to think about why those people told you no, or why they ghosted you. That's part of it too. And then maybe if they come back, then now all of a sudden it's, you won't be so confident. You won't, because it's you Scorpios that are the confident one. When people ghost you with no just cause and stuff like this, they ghosting you because they want you to stop being so decent. They want you to stop being so confident. All of that stuff is nothing but game. All of that is nothing but whack game. The Six of Swords now and the Ace of Pentacles represents, but when you Scorpios, right, and here they are, you're gonna get a chance to see a dime a dozen how much of these people try to run the same stuff to the point where it starts to look old. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? And then the Ace of Pentacles is about you Scorpios bring so much substance to the table, so much some of you who really doing it, so much value to the table, to the point where it's going to be very difficult for, like I said, dysfunctional people to step to you. So they're going to try to find everything that they can, every excuse they have to have some sort of problem with you. Now, all of that is not necessarily going to work, but the Ace of Pentacles is you Scorpios not really going to care. That's the power in knowing what other people are doing. You don't care about the small stuff. You don't sweat the small stuff because you understand that all of this stuff is nothing but game anyway. So a lot of them try. So to clarify the Ace of Pentacles even further, right? You have the Page of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Two of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So to clarify these two cards, this is about how a lot of you Scorpios, you understand that all of this stuff is them acting out being disrespectful, and this is just a glimpse of how they would be in a relationship. They would bring the same bratty behavior and mentality into a relationship, which would ultimately cause the two of you to break up anyway. If you were to get into it with any one of these people, the Two of Swords and the Knight of Swords is now about how, so since that's the case, a lot of you also have to take into consideration that the Two of Swords and the Knight of Swords is about, so what do you do? What do you do is that, I should say, what will they do? What they will do, because this isn't about you in this sense. What they will do is they'll be the ones that act like I said, they ghosted you. You're the one that got ghosted on. You're not worth this. You're not worth that, right? But then at the same time, the Knight of Swords is all about how it is that you Scorpios made them upset. And the Knight of Swords, why are they so upset at the fact that you Scorpios didn't want to talk to them anymore?